favorite TV show, Family Matters. My boy Urkel. Hey, fashion statement right there. Favorite old school movie would have to be All About the Benjamins. Mike Epps and Ice Cube, best duo ever.
I would say my old school TV show would be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because I love Will Smith and I love any movie he's in. And pretty much any movie, any old school movie that he's in, I like. So just because he's a great actor and I like him. So.
My favorite old TV show is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith. It was very funny and I could compare to some of the things that he did while I was growing up. My favorite movie is The Princess Bride. It was something very unique and just different from all the other movies from growing up.
Hi, and welcome to The Scene here at Studio 122. I'm your host, Jared Taylor, here with Charia Knight and Jordan Anderson, and we're going to be talking about some old school movies today, and also TV shows that we enjoyed, and of course, seeing that everyone, of course, loves Fresh Prince, because, you know, Will Smith is an icon, but what are some of your favorite old TV shows from our childhood or from the 80s?
Well, I would probably have to agree. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was always one of my favorite TV shows to watch. I know in high school, we did like a reincarnation of the opening scene of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Fresh Prince would also have to be my number one. Barely topping off Martin. I just like the family atmosphere of Fresh Prince. You coming in with an uncle, kid from Bel Air, you know, and then, you know, the whole, I mean, just the whole storyline. I mean, I watched from beginning to end. The whole storyline was just amazing. And the fashion statements, the J's that Will Smith was rocking on every episode, just amazing.
Man, he could rock those J's, couldn't he? Of course, I loved Fresh Prince growing up, of course, and so did the rest of my siblings. But of course, my favorite, of course, was all Family Matters. You know, Steve Urkel, you know, did I do that?
Yeah.
You know, it was pretty much the old school 90s nerd is, you know, pretty much, yeah, like we said, fashion statement of today's modern hipster. But
them suspenders was on point.
Definitely.
Suspenders, and he always tried to get Laura, and then once he finally got her, man, that was just, that's love, man. That's love. Feel that in here, man. That's love.
And of course, another one of my favorite TV shows was, I don't know if any of y'all liked dramas or anything. I liked Beverly Hills 90210, of course, with Luke Perry.
I can't say I've seen that one.
See, Beverly Hills, I just couldn't get into it. Weird fact. One summer, got too bored. All I watched was MASH. MASH. And I know neither one of y'all seen MASH.
Oh, I have. I love MASH.
It's like, whoa. So that's a weird fact about me.
And anyway, getting back to Fresh Prince, so of course, we all knew, you know, Will Smith and then Carlton as well. What did you like or dislike about Carlton's character?
His dance was my favorite. I used to could do it, but now I don't think I could.
They was completely different, two different characters, and I think that Carlton, I love his nerdy style. You know, he was just the one to outsmart you, but then like they still had that brotherly love. So I think at the end of the day, like I respect both of them for how they act.
All right, and now we'll look at a clip here of what students are liking here on campus.
No business bothering this sweet young lady. Now you apologize and don't make me take off my belt.
Okay, not the belt, man. I'll be cool. All right, look, I'm sorry, okay?
Now you get out of her face now.
That is definitely, you know, that's the perfect wingman for you right there, of course, with Fresh Prince. And welcome back. If you're just joining us here, I'm Jared Taylor here with Jordan Anderson and Charia Knight, and we're talking about old school TV shows that we've enjoyed from our childhood. But also now we'll get into some movies. Like one old one that definitely is a classic is Mary Poppins.
Oh, I love Mary Poppins.
A spoonful of sugar and make the medicine go down.
It certainly does.
I wish it did.
I liked how she just descended down with her umbrella. Like as a kid, I always thought that you could fly from an umbrella. And true story, when I was about 5 years old, I got up on the top of my roof with an umbrella and tried to fly.
No, you didn't.
Did you do it? No, I'm just
Oh man, I wish. No, but I took a pretty nasty fall and I realized, oh, Mary Poppins must be like a witch or something.
Yep.
I think my favorite part was the little penguins whenever they came to life and they started dancing. Couldn't really tell you what they were singing, but it was my favorite part, I think.
Of course, that was another classic because of how Dick Van Dyke, he is what helped make that movie.
Oh, really?
But also with Mary Poppins, though, what I enjoyed about it is just how they could reverse everything and stuff like that. That was great modern technology for its time, to where it really made you say, wow. But what other movies do you enjoy from like old school? Like,
I mean, I'm not sure if it would be considered like old school, but I think Dirty Dancing would probably be on up there. And I wasn't one of those people that didn't watch it when it came out. Like, I'm pretty sure I watched it for the first time probably about a year ago. And I just like instantly fell in love. I think I watched it about 3 times in a row when I was sick one day. And just, that was the only thing that was on. So I just kept watching it over and over again.
When it comes to old school movies, my favorite movie of all time has to be Forrest Gump. Oh my God.
oh my God,
I
yeah.
love Forrest Gump like he loves Jenny. Like it was just, I don't know, that movie just taught me so much. Like, I feel like you can learn so much from a movie, but that right there, just Tom Hanks. Amazing actor. That's all I have to say.
That's true. Life is like a box of chocolates because you never know what you're going to get.
But yeah, that was a great movie. Just loved it from beginning to end. Yeah.
And then for some modern movies that we're talking about, maybe like from the 2000s to now, of course, one big one, the Wayans brothers with White Chicks. Of course, that is definitely one of my favorites of all time.
They need to come out with a number 2.
That's what I've been saying.
It will be amazing.
That would definitely be something to see.
Yeah,
Sure.
The first one was good. It was funny. The first one was good. It was funny, and it had a lot of comedic relief. This one, if they had a 2, it would set everybody off top.
All right, now let's take a look at White Chicks and why everybody enjoys it.
You are so beautiful.
Hey, how about we listen to a little bit of music?
Bro, how did you know? I love this song.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past.
Well, of course, Terry Crews. I can see why. That's definitely one of the best scenes.
Yeah.
But do you think they could make a second White Chicks, though?
They possibly could. I think the same. You need Terry Crews. You need people like you. Obviously, you need the Wayans brothers. You just need a good supporting cast.
Definitely.
It'd be a great movie.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us here. We'll be right back here on The Scene here at Studio 122. Don't go away.
My favorite TV show is The Arrow, and my favorite movie is Batman vs. Well, The Arrow is just a great show. Like, I'll enjoy it. Like, I watched The Arrow first season in a day, probably less than that, and Batman vs. Superman because it sets up for all of the Justice League and the rest of the DC Marvel characters that come after them.
My favorite TV show would have to be ESPN because, you know, I'm an athlete, so I like to watch anything that has to do with sports or anything that has to do with real life situations. And, you know, I just like to see whenever they actually go up and talk talk about people's backgrounds and where they come from, what they've been through, and how they got to where they are in that point in time. And my favorite movie would have to be Concussion, the new movie that Will Smith made, because like it makes you really look at football from a different perspective.
My favorite TV show would have to be Teen Wolf, man, you know what I'm saying? Because dealing with the werewolves and all that, man, like, you know, growing up, I always wanted to be a werewolf, you know, it's my favorite kind of creature, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. And favorite movie, I would have to go with The Longest Ride, you know, Country Boy, you know, they got horses, cowboys, bulls, and everything, so, you know, that's what it is. It is what it is, man.
Hi, welcome back to The Scene here at Studio 122. I'm Jared Taylor, here with Genesia Jackson and Dominique Spikes, and you guys run the movie nights at the club, is that correct?
Yes, yes sir. That's correct.
Can you tell us what kind of movies you usually will run during the semester?
We play some comedy, action films, even a few mystery and horror films as well.
And depending on the month, we try to relate to, you know, the special month, like Breast Cancer Awareness Month, or Hispanic Awareness Month. We try to go with that and, you know, throw in the films, Black History Month, you know, whatever the student population likes, we try to throw in that too. We do a survey at the end of the year as well, so we could try to get the students' feedback.
All right.
So we could try to please our students. That's what we're here for.
Then I noticed that during Halloween, of course, for the month of October, you played a bunch of horror movies like Sinister, and of course that was great because I'm a huge horror movie fan. Yes. Is there a process in how you select the movies, or?
So like Dominique said, we usually do a survey at the end, and then we actually work with Swank, their movie company. Okay. So we usually go through as a group and work together to kind of see like what we think the students may enjoy, what they may want based off the survey, and we just kind of go through and pick. And for example, Swank, when they have like really big movies, they'll say, hey, like this past semester, Avengers is a really big movie, you want to show this? And we'll say, yeah. And we also kind of go according to like the theme in the Rayburn Student Center for like Lions Leap or Lions Roar, those first 2 weeks of school that's back. Just kind of depends on their theme, and we'll try to get in where we can fit in with the movies.
All right, so have you ever showed like, is it more like modern movies that you're going to show, or would it be more of, you know, some old classical movies, like, say, if you want to do a sports movie, you show Rudy, for example, instead of like Gridiron Gang. Are students more into, say, the modern movies that come out, or more old, or is it kind of even in a way?
I would say a lot of students like the more modern movies. However, we do have some that enjoy the classics.
Yes, we have a lot of students who enjoy the throwbacks. Like you said, for sports, if we throw in like Space Jam,
I love Space Jam.
Everybody would love that.
Definitely.
Michael Jordan with the Toon Squad and stuff like that. And then like for Halloween, you know, like you said, we threw a Halloween Town, and that's like a throwback.
Oh yeah.
And it was another movie too with the witches. I forgot it, but
it probably was Hocus Pocus.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, it's got to be Hocus Pocus.
And we had a big crowd come in, and they actually enjoy it. You know, like when we were younger, they appreciate that. Like, I remember the memories when we used to watch that movie. You know, either it was scary or real entertaining. But yeah,
definitely.
Everybody enjoyed it.
So when do you usually have movie nights? Is it like once a month, or?
They're actually every week except for spring break and like, what's the other week? When it's like a break, like winter break, we don't have them, but they're every week, Tuesday, 7 to 9 o'clock p.m. Unless we're doing the double showing. Yes.
And of course, movies are free, of course. Is that correct? Or?
Yes, the movies are free.
So they're free. We give away free popcorn. We have 50-cent drinks as well. And you just come in, you can stop by, you don't have to stay the whole time. You know, some people like to come in, sit down, get their laptop, do some homework, watch the movie, bring their friends, chit chat, go on a little movie date in the club.
And it kind of depends on the movie, because for example, last semester we did Girl Code night, so it was kind of like getaway for the girls. We played Magic Mike, and we had a little cute pink martini. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely for the girls.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one.
So, is this a nonprofit organization, or is it a charity that y'all do for the Student Center, or how does it work for any profit you make from it?
Well, we don't actually make any type of profit. The drinks that are purchased, I mean, it's just like if you purchase a drink on the days that we don't show movies, but we pay for the movies through our contract, and it just comes from the Rayburn Student Center department, so the SIS suite.
Okay. Is there anything else interesting that you'd like to tell us? Like, what kind of movies do you have planned for coming up before the end of the school year?
What do we have coming up? We have Star Wars. I'm not sure
I am excited for that.
Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, the new one that just came out.
That is great.
It's going to be a double showing as well.
Definitely, because of how big that movie was in the box office.
Yes, and like I'm a Star Wars fan. So,
exactly.
You know, I'm gonna be there, and I know a lot of people like Star Wars as well. And we have a movie Vacation coming up as well. And
so we have a few good.
The Hobbit too.
The Hobbit. Okay. Now, you said you do it only when there's not a break, so since our students are staying here for the summer, do you also offer it in the summer, or okay?
We do offer summer. So if it's a break where a lot of students want to be here, for example, spring break, then we won't. However, during the summer, yes, we do show movies. And a lot of our movies, some of them are kid-friendly too, so kind of like the Hocus Pocus. So during the summer, we'll show one where kids and families can come to. Actually, we're showing Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
that's one of our family movies
that's
coming up. So we try to touch everybody on campus.
Every aspect.
Yeah.
And so in the summer, as she said, we'll show one movie in June and one movie in July, and that'll probably be in the middle of the month.
Now, would it be where it's like every Tuesday as it is during the school year, or would you show, you say since it's once a month, would you show it, example, for a whole week or just that one night?
So it would be that one night, and it's still going to be on Tuesday because we try to keep things consistent.
All right, well, thank you both for joining us here. Let's go now to see what other students here are liking for movie-wise here on A&M Commerce campus.
My favorite show to watch is Sports Center, and my favorite movie that I like is Hateful Eight. The reason I like Sports Center is because I'm an athlete. All I do is play sports and watch sports. And Hateful Eight, I like the violence, I like the bloodshed. I like Samuel L. Jackson. That's really why.
My favorite TV show right now would probably be Dexter. It's kind of morbidly funny. It's got a great storyline, and I like the actor Michael C. Hall. He's great. My favorite current movie would probably be Zootopia. I just saw it like last week. It's super cute. It's got a whole bunch of great references, and I like animals.
My favorite TV show is How I Met Your Mother. It's a little older, but it's still pretty new. I like it because the characters are just really well developed, and it's really clever. The writers did a really good job. And then my favorite movie is Mission Impossible. I really like the Mission Impossible series. It's really well done. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of plot twists, especially when I was ripping off the masks.
My favorite movie that's coming out that I think I want to see is Captain America versus Iron Man, the Civil War. I want to see it because I'm a big Marvel fan, and they haven't made a bad movie yet.
I'm excited for Justice League to come out just because I love, Superman and Wonder Woman and their little love-hate relationship. Actually, no hate, but I don't know. I just used to watch Justice League as a child, and it was really good. And I'm really excited for it. Yeah.
Man, if it's one movie I had to name, I'd honestly have to say it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. I think it's called Out of the Shadows or something like that. Just kind of growing up, you have your different cartoons or your superheroes and stuff like that you just kind of follow or look up to. And so it's always kind of tight to see those cartoons, in a sense, actually become, like actual movies based off of what was back then or in the past or whatever. So I think that'll be pretty dope.
Welcome back to the scene here at Studio 122. I'm Jared Taylor, and here with me today are Mr. Mark Gary and Philip Jones, here to discuss some upcoming movies. So, of course, with Captain America, which is coming up this May, what are y'all's thoughts on it?
Well, I'm actually ready for Captain America. I've been waiting for this movie since I saw the trailer. I think it's going to be really good to see some heroes clash, and I can't wait for it.
Definitely, especially because I'm a huge Captain America fan. Although, one movie that I'm excited for that a lot of people aren't mentioning is definitely X-Men Apocalypse. Because, I'm a huge X-Men nerd, but what kind of movies are y'all looking forward to that are coming out this summer or sometime in the near future?
Well, I'm actually ready for Suicide Squad as well. Suicide Squad, I hear, is going to be a pretty good movie. Can't wait to see what Will Smith's going to do. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a really good movie.
Definitely seeing Will Smith actually get to play a superhero that's not just Hancock for once. And now we'll go to a clip of the upcoming Captain America Civil War movie.
He's my friend. So was I.
Well, Captain America will be coming out this May and to a theater near you. Of course, he'll be battling Iron Man, but then, of course, another movie that I was looking forward to that's coming out later this year is Doctor Strange, if either of y'all know about that.
Doctor Strange?
Yeah, I've heard about it.
I've heard about it.
What do you know about Doctor Strange? Not too much?
Yeah, not too much.
Not really, no.
Also, I think is that with Doctor Strange, it probably will be a precursor for the Defenders movie because he was one of the original ones with the Hulk.
Okay.
So it's nice to see, a lot more movies that are coming out with like the minor characters. But of course, what movies are y'all looking forward to that are coming out soon?
Well, yeah, I'm actually ready for the new X-Men movie as well. Actually, I watched the last 2 X-Men movies that came out in the theaters, and I really enjoyed them, and I actually can't wait for the next one. I hear it's supposed to be really good.
Definitely. All right, well, here's another clip for more movies that are coming out.
Okay, I'm looking forward to The Conjuring 2 coming out because I really like the first one. I like the people that it's about, and I really like scary movies.
Yeah. I'm looking forward for the Neighbors 2 to come out, and because I'm a really big fan of Zac Efron and those guys, yeah.
My favorite movie that's about to come out is gonna be Me After You. It's about this paralyzed man who had a adventurous life before, and he can't take care of himself anymore because he's a quadriplegic, and he gets taken care of by this little goofy girl, and they end up falling in love in that. And I read the book, so I'm hoping it's a good movie, and that's why I want to see it.
Welcome back here to the scene here at Studio 122. I'm Jared Taylor here with Mr. Mark Gary and Philip Jones. And of course, another movie that's coming out, which is a kind of spin-off to Finding Nemo, is Finding Dory. What are y'all's thoughts on it? I honestly don't think they should have made it, but...
Well, I think Finding Dory is going to be a very interesting movie. I enjoyed Finding Nemo. I thought it was a really good movie. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with Finding Dory. I can't wait to see what the story is going to be. I'm ready for it to come out.
Same. I liked Finding Nemo, so see them trying to figure out where Dory's going to go, pretty good.
Yeah, especially since she has a very, what's it called? Short-term memory loss. Yeah. Of course, Finding Dory, most likely she'll end up getting, snatched up again like Nemo did. But another movie coming out soon is, of course, we were talking about Suicide Squad. Of course, what I'm excited for is that how DC is now starting to try and catch up with Marvel for coming out with movies, because after the Avengers were so successful, DC's got to do something to get on board.
Yeah, it's about time DC started catching up to Marvel. Marvel makes a lot of really good movies, and DC, it's about time. It's about time.
And of course, here comes a clip for upcoming Suicide Squad, which will be coming out this August.
Hi, boys.
Deadshot. Guy shoots people. He's a crocodile and he eats people. Burns people. You're possessed by a witch and she's just crazy.
What was that? I should kill everyone and escape? Sorry.
Well, definitely a band of misfits there, with especially with Crocodile, which was one of Batman's enemies. But what are y'all's thoughts with the Suicide Squad?
I think it's going to be very interesting to see all these supervillains come together. I'm actually excited to see the new role of Joker be played by a new actor. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I can't wait to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah, same.
What are your thoughts with the new Joker, especially because some people didn't like how he has all the tattoos, and they made him to look more like a joke of the Joker instead of a legitimate Joker? But
I think they've been doing, different spins on things nowadays, so I think it might be a good idea, try something new.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Heath Ledger definitely was one of the best Jokers of all time, but I think Jared Leto will definitely give it a run for its money, especially with Suicide Squad being something totally different that most people have never seen before. But of course, when it comes to other movies like the Suicide Squad, we are going to have more spin-offs, I think, because this might be another precursor for, say, one of the Justice League's enemies or something like that. But what are y'all's thoughts on anything that might be a precursor?
I don't know. I saw a lot of movies that are supposed to be coming out 2016, 2017, and they're supposed to explain a lot about each of the stories between DC and Marvel and stuff, and I'm actually really interested in seeing how this is going to play out.
Now, do any of y'all think that maybe we could see probably a DC versus the Marvel universe?
I think I'd love to see something like that.
Something like that.
Definitely, like maybe first a video game, and then maybe a movie, but I'm not sure, because of course, who do y'all like better, Marvel or DC?
Marvel. It's got to be Marvel. I love Marvel.
I'm more of a DC fan.
And why? So why do you like Marvel over DC?
I don't know. I feel like Marvel, their characters are they're well developed, better than DC is, and I think that Marvel does a really good job with that, and I love all of their characters.
Definitely. And why do you prefer DC over Marvel?
I've always been Batman, Teen Titans fan, big fan of Robin, so just always like DC more.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, thank you both for joining us here. Until next time, this has been The Scene. I'm Jared Taylor, and we'll see you next time here at Studio 122.